The views that are expressed on What's on E-Digga's Mind are that of the show's host and does not necessarily reflect the views of BS3 TV Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
And what's going on? Happy Sunday, you good folks. And this is What's on E-Digga's Mind. Of course, you know, I'm not the man you know and love. This is Mr. E-Digga is at work. So he asked me to guest host his show. I asked my man KP. We are up in the building
up,
today.
Ben?
What's going on, you guys? So we got a few things that we're going to talk about. There's a couple things. If you used to watch the promo, or if you saw or you read the title, we're going to talk about a couple of movies that are going to hit the streets here in October and November of this year. And I just want to see this from Black folk, how we feeling about it. But before we get into that, the name of the show is called What's on E-Digga's Mind. E-Digga ain't here, so I got to ask KP. KP, what's on your mind, bro?
Man, what's on my mind? Y'all already know.
Oh,
Y'all already know. Yeah. My Eagles are on my mind. It is training. See, it's we're in the middle of our season. The beginning of it.
It better be good. I'm telling you.
And it's gonna be good. We got a stacked defense. I'm very excited. It all depends on Jalen Hurts and what he does with his progression.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
What we not gonna do.
Right? I'm sorry.
But I'm you know what? I haven't been this excited for football in quite some time, especially my Eagles. I'm very optimistic this year of how it's gonna turn out. It's looking really good. So yeah, that's what's on my mind, baby. Let's go, baby. Okay. Football season, baby.
It's just like I told you. It's just like I told you. You guys don't know. But before we went live, I told Kevin, and this is my first year playing fantasy football, and I picked the Eagles for my defense for the fantasy football team. So I told him every time. You remember the episode of the Boondocks when the Hurricane Katrina victims came, and at the end of it, what was that dude's name? Dang it, Uncle Ruckus. He said, "I'm gonna get a dog and name him Levy. I'm gonna kick him every time it rains. Every time my Eagles give me a bad defense score, I'm kicking him every time. Right? But I'm going to tell you what's on my mind. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Matt Gaetz, who's one of the Republican senators. He is really, really one of those Trump, like Double D Mother would say, is one of those Trump tank sniffers who is heavy on Trump. They right along in the cult with them. And so he has some very inflammatory words in one of his latest videos. He actually fat shamed. He was fat shaming one lady in particular. So I'm going to run this video because I think it was tragic what he said about this lady in this video. So let me get it up and going here. I want you guys to see it. He's a complete idiot. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear it, Kev.
Have you watched these pro-abortion, pro-murder rallies? The people are just disgusting. Like, why is it that the women with the least likelihood of getting pregnant are the ones most worried about having abortions? Nobody wants to impregnate you if you look like a thumb. These people are odious on the inside and out. They're like 5'2", 350 pounds, and they're like, give me my abortions or I'll get up and march and protest. And I'm thinking, march? You look like you got ankles weaker than the legal reasoning behind Roe versus Wade. A few of them need to get up and march. They need to get up and march for like an hour a day, swing those arms, get the blood pumping, maybe mix in a salad.
You know,
this man had a roasting session.
He did.
A congressman.
He did. But here's the
the caucasity behind this.
Now he's the one. This is one that's got some pictures out there of his PP to some young girl or whatever. He's the one that's got to go to court. But you want to sit up here and fat shame this young lady. And I'm telling you something that really that pissed me off. But this is what made me happy. What you're seeing now is this article that I'm reading. The team that he was talking about in that speech, Olivia Juliana, 19-year-old political strategist. She helped raise so far $1.5 million for abortion health care or for abortion care on the strength of the words that Matt Gaetz said. Now, had Matt Gaetz just left her alone, she wouldn't have run the smoke, right? But no, he run the smoke to her. So she was like, okay, and she did a TikTok and she called him out, right? But then she said, screw all that. She said, I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna help these young ladies with abortion care. So shout out.
So she pulled the
Yeah, that was exactly what she did. She put the on that, and so I'm so proud. So let me shout out Olivia. She's 19 years old. 19. $1.5 million for abortion care. All on the strength of what that idiot said. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she took the high road when sometimes with some people, the off ramp to the high road would have been broke and it would have went low on them. You know what I'm talking about? But shout out to you, Olivia, for doing that, man. That was absolutely amazing.
I would have definitely had a roasting session right back at him.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, right. Him and his PP that's all over the internet. That would have been
come on.
Bro, that would have been a judge he would have been a joke of the year after that.
You talk about meat for the week. That dude would have meet me for the year. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into the topic though. Hold tight. I guess I can get there. I guess. So now everybody knows coming up in the next couple of months or so, we got 2 movie premieres that are starting. That are coming up. We're in October. We have the movie Till that's coming out, and then we have the much anticipated Marvel Part 2 of Black Panther called Wakanda Forever. Now, the Wakanda Forever trailer dropped, I think, last week or so. And so everybody's in a tizzy and uproar and all this. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm going to run these videos. They're from YouTube, Facebook. I have no claim to none of these videos. These ain't mine. These ain't E-Digga's. Nobody's. It's YouTube. You're gonna put a strike. That's fine. We can go ahead and fight it. But here we go. If you have not yet seen the official Till trailer, and I'm playing Till first because that's the first one that comes out. So I'm going to play this one. This is the movie Till premiering in October.
This was my boy, Emmett Till. I got a letter today from Auntie Lizzie. She said Bo's been working the fields. I can't imagine. Oh, he just doesn't understand how different things are in Mississippi. Are you listening?
Yes.
Be small down there.
Like this?
He never thought anything would happen to him.
Eat the mommy, Simmy!
Ow! He just wanted to go on vacation and have fun with his cousins. But if my son could just get his feet back onto the Chicago soil, he'd be one happy kid. I don't know why I said that.
I want to talk to you about that boy.
They've come for you. It's hard to describe what a mother knows. The first thing I noticed when I became a mother was that my hands were busy all the time. My hand knew him with my eyes closed. Just like I know his laughter in a crowded room. It's the same thing when you know all of someone. This was my boy, Emmett Till.
The body of Emmett Lewis Till has been found dead.
Can I at least just fix him up a bit?
No, they have to see it for themselves.
You tell me, Mamie, how is risking your life gonna help them?
Those pictures of your son change people's lives.
I can't look, baby. We have to. The lynching of my son has shown me that what happens to any of us, anywhere in the world, had better be the business of us all.
Man.
So if you have not seen the trailer for Emmett Till, sorry, I didn't shut it off. Right. If you have not seen the video for Emmett, the trailer for Emmett Till, there it was. Now,
that's gonna be a powerful movie. And just real quick, might I add, being that I'm from Mississippi, there's a lot of things that I feel that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Including this thing with what was it? Her warrant for her arrest that they recently found hidden behind some type of cabinet. I kind of feel like that something's gonna come of this, where someone's gonna push for her to be arrested and so forth. There's a lot of answers to questions that are gonna come forward.
Yeah.
That have been had over decades, and I mean decades. Emmett Till was one of the when I was living in Mississippi, the name Emmett Till would just it flowed through the air, and anybody that mentioned the name Emmett Till in Mississippi, you get goosebumps, you get chills, because we've all heard the stories. We've all heard everything. We don't, and still to this day, I still don't think we know the full truth.
Right. We don't know the full story.
We'll and I don't think we ever will.
No.
But I feel somehow justice can and will and should. I don't give a damn how old she is. She could be 110.
Right.
Something that we need to do something about that.
Right. I totally agree with you. I mean, but the arrest warrant it did surface. The family has sought for arrest, but the prosecutor's office has declined to do anything. But I agree with you when you say that it's possible with the heat and the pressure that is going to come forth after this movie's released. Now, like you said, Kev, everybody knows the story of Emmett Till. I mean, Emmett Till started the whole the whole civil rights movement. He was the light. He was the match that lit this thing. And so, but the question is, some people I've heard and read that they're not going to watch this movie. They're going to boycott. They're actually going to boycott Till. I've read some stories that they're going to boycott Till. They're going to boycott Wakanda Forever. Because and I'm like, you black. We part of the same game. How do you sound? So the argument that I'm hearing from people is that how many times are we going to see a movie on Emmett Till? That's their response. How many times do I have to see this young man? How many times are you going to tell the story of Mamie Till? How many times are you going to tell? It doesn't matter. To me, that's just my personal belief. It doesn't matter how many times I see a story of Emmett Till. I want to see it every chance I get. I want to see it. There was a mini series that was on Hulu with Mamie Till and the actors, the little boy that portrayed Emmett Till in that miniseries looked just like Emmett Till, eyes and everything.
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? This story has to be told. And me and my wife was talking earlier. If you missed our early episode of the Knucklehead Chronicles, you should check that out, really, because we had a good time. But we were talking, and she was like, "Well, I want to know." I remember me and her watching the miniseries. She had no idea. She really didn't. She knew, but she didn't know, right? So we're watching this, and when after Emmett Till's lynched, his body gets back to the morgue, and they show pictures of him, simulated pictures, of course, but of him. She went on her phone and she started looking, like the actual pictures of Emmett Till. My wife, I looked over and my wife is bawling. She's bawling, not because, not just because he was black. It was because she was a mother and she had to bury her son look like that. I mean, this story has to be told. There are people that still don't know this story, so you have to tell it as many times as it takes for people. For the ones that are tired of listening to it, they don't want to hear them all. Y'all the same folk that'll be like, stop talking about racism. It'll go away on its own.
No. I'll take it one step further, and I know I'm comparing apples to oranges, but those are the same folks that will sit and watch Spider-Man movies be remade, Batman movies be remade. Are they not retelling after they're being remade? Are they not retelling the same life or past of Bruce Wayne or Peter Parker?
Yeah.
The same people that are watching these, remakes, got the nerve to sit back and say, I don't want to rewatch an Emmett Till movie. This Emmett Till movie is gonna help the generation now, like
Not
my
us.
kids.
Not us. Yeah.
It's just imagine the new generation and their eyes opening to what happened to a kid that did not get to live his life because of racism and full of lies, and still be. And this is why I say something's going to happen, because this new generation is going to be more pissed off than before. The HBCUs already, if I'm not mistaken, and I've heard the HBCUs are gathering to watch these at Jackson State, Grambling State.
Don't know.
A lot of them don't know, and a lot of it is educating these kids that don't know about it, because it's important to our culture. It's important to our society. Yep. It really is, and it's a pickup. It's not to just make money off of what happened in the past. It's to broaden and open the eyes of this new generation. Like, I think these remakes of movies and new introductions to movies that were done in the past, this movie is going to be one of those examples of opening this generation's eyes.
Right.
And I feel like if this generation got a cancel culture behind them, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's put that out there as well. So we can get the cancel culture on our side for once, on the right side, and cancel this bitch.
Yeah.
That's that's still alive. Let's make something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you,
it just makes sense.
Yeah. For those of you though who don't know the woman, if you listen to this and you don't know the woman that accused Emmett Till and got him lynched, is Mrs. Carolyn Bryant, who is 88 years old now. Last I heard, living somewhere in North Carolina, living her best life off of a lie.
That nasty Wayne should have lived her life, her whole entire best life.
Exactly.
And he didn't get to live past
14.
15.
It was 14. He was 14. Yeah, and you get to live your life. And it was like, well, she's too old to be prosecuted. Lies. Look at Bill Cosby.
Don't give a damn.
Look at Bill Cosby. Dude, they were getting ready to turn. The FBI was going to get ready to burn his house down to get him out of there. You understand? And come on. So if you want to persecute Bill Cosby, you can persecute this woman who had a 14-year-old boy lynched because of a lie. That's crazy to me. But we're gonna move on because the question that I want to ask is after this one. Again, so in November of this year, November the 11th to be exact, the sequel to Black Panther. Everybody's waiting for it. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you, if you're watching this and you haven't never seen the Wakanda Forever, the Wakanda Forever trailer, I'm gonna wait a few seconds. Go get your tissues. Get your tissue. Come on back. You know what I'm saying? If you have not seen the Wakanda Forever, but if you have not seen Black Panther, you're not going to understand what you're getting ready to watch. But if you have, and you have not seen the Wakanda Forever trailer, here we go.
Hey, Miss Little. What's up, Brian?
No woman, no cry. Little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. And I have given everything.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
And when I wake up,
All I'm saying, brother, is that going to be a powerful movie.
That gave me goosebumps,
dude. I don't know how many times I've watched this already, but I don't care how many times I watch it. Like I said before we came on air, when she said the line, "I'm the queen of the most powerful nation on this earth, in this world, and my whole family is gone." Baby, look here. You have to, but as I said, if you haven't watched Black Panther, if you know the story behind it, you might be like, "Hey, what are you talking about, boy?" I don't. But if you are a knower of the information from Black Panther to this movie, that's a powerful line, because Black Panther came into the death of the matriarch, the patriarch of the family. What was his name? T'Chaka. That was the father. And so Chadwick Boseman was T'Challa in this movie. And now that Chadwick Boseman has passed away, of course, T'Challa is not going. So when she made that line, my whole family's gone. Even though she has a daughter left, forgot about her. Forgot about Cedric. But that's a powerful line. But here's what I want to get to, because with Wakanda Forever, they are now. Because if you remember Black Panther, when that premiered, people would go to the theaters in, garb, robes, crowns, historical, and all that, right? They're doing the same thing with Wakanda Forever. So of course, in November they've already assembled a Black Coalition, and they've already said the colors for November 11th, because I'm going to give you some all white too. The colors is all white. And then the royal colors is purple and gold. So, you wear your white with the purple and the gold accessories, whatever, to show solidarity because we are kings and queens. And I get what you're saying. But there's a lot of energy for Wakanda Forever. But where's the energy for Till? Are we going to have the same energy for Till? And that's the question tonight. So if you guys are watching and you wonder what heck Terry talking about, are the same energy that we have for Wakanda Forever with the whole coalition getting together and all this and the colors and all that jazz, which is fine. I'm cool with it. But do we have the same energy for Till though? Now these two movies are going to break well, we know Wakanda Forever is going to break the box office. It did with Black Panther, but Till may not, of course, but
it should.
It should, but
really
most likely it won't. But still, though, is there energy left for Till?
No.
Why not?
It's sad to say. Let me gather my thoughts right before I say something.
Yeah, please.
That's really gonna piss off America, but we as Black folks can be hypocritical, and this is one of those moments. A lot of hypocrisy is going to go into this, and I guarantee you 3/4 of Black folks that are going to go watch Black Panther are not going to watch Till. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen, and I know a lot of people from the South are going to probably more than likely watch it, but because it was a powerful thing in the South. It wasn't just a thing. It's an event that literally happened in my home state. But when it comes to Wakanda Forever, being that it is Marvel, being that it is Disney and all the wonderful flowers that they've already had and that they get, a lot of Black folks are going to more than likely want to support it because it was a thing. We made this a movie before. We're going to do it again for Wakanda Forever. But when it comes to an important event, they're not going to support it. I'll throw this out there: they can do another Malcolm X or another Martin Luther King, and it's going to get the same results.
I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know.
If we do a Martin Luther King on his life event and how he was assassinated, same thing with Malcolm X, it's gonna get the same results. And I feel it in my bones is because again, we as Black folks can be very hypocritical. We're a bunch of hypocrites sometimes when it comes to supporting our own. We had a show, we had our podcast.
Yeah.
About not supporting our own. Right. We don't support our own shit.
Right.
Now this is a Black man. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Black man that made for Till.
Yeah.
But guess who's the producer for Marvel? And its movies.
Yeah. The Black Panther movie. Ryan Coogler. No, Brian Coogler. Ryan Coogler.
No, I'm saying the executive is white.
Oh, for Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
So for Marvel, for Black Panther, they will.
Yeah, man.
We doing double duties, my brother. But I mean, we need to. I mean, we can't sit here and be fighting the good fight for other movies, but not do that for movies that are truthful and eventful to our culture. I don't get it. And again, you don't see other races do this. We do this to ourselves.
Yeah.
We as Black folks tend to do this a lot to ourselves. We'll hurt ourselves before we help ourselves.
Yeah.
We'll go out and support others. Puerto Ricans, you don't see them, or make Latinos, you don't see them go out and they'll support theirs to the fullest. And I mean, they're all about la raza and this and that and the fourth. You see white folks do that in their culture. They'll help they'll put stacks and stacks of money out there to support their businesses and what they do to move forward, to be positive in their in their area. But when it comes to black folks and we need to support our shit, we won't do it because it doesn't benefit us. On top of that, that's what black folks are thinking. That's what I'm saying. We can be so much as a hypocrite. And I'm saying, I know I'm gonna get some backlash and blah blah blah. I don't at this point I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You know, eat 1,000 dicks, because when the truth comes out, when the truth hits, when it hurts, a lot of us, a lot of times, is going to fucking hurt. And this is one of those moments. We need, man, that YouTube, that clip that I had the other day. There was another video that was almost pretty much the exact same. That dude was giving a lot of firepower about what he was saying about pretty much the double standards of what's going on for us black folks of what we do. And it hurts our culture, and we don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. We'll kill ourselves, but won't help each other. We'll rather do that than help. And this is one of those moments where we need to support and help watch Till. We need this movie.
Yeah. You know what, my honey put in a great comment here, and it hits, because she says, I think you're trying to say, we support the fun and games, but it's not going to help change lives. Very true statement.
Very.
Now, I think the support behind Wakanda Forever is simply because of the loss of Chadwick Boseman. So I don't think it was because of the character per se. I think it's the loss of Chadwick Boseman. Now, getting back to Wakanda Forever.
Hold on. Let's date back, because before Chadwick Boseman passed, and he was still alive, and this movie came out, did that number not do numbers because of black folks?
Of course it did.
So it's going to do numbers again because it's a black-oriented movie. It's.
I don't think it's going to. You know what? I think it's going to be successful. I think it's going to hit $1 billion just like it did with Black Panther. But it's going to be a little bit different, because there will be black people that is going to boycott Wakanda Forever simply because Ryan Coogler did not recast T'Challa, which is silly. You know what I'm saying? That's silly. And it goes. That,
I mean,
goes to your point.
Proving my point.
Proving
my fucking point.
Right.
God, I mean, we will damage ourselves. This is self-inflicted wounds here.
Yeah. And you're not advancing any
because
struggle.
we're not recasting another black man, but yet we're still, you know what?
So let me say this. So the people that are watching this and listening to us, and thank you for joining us, by the way. If you have not shared the broadcast out, please do. And listen on all the audio podcasts and platforms here. But listen, be clear on something. Had Ryan Coogler recast T'Challa with another brother, it would not have made a difference. Because in our brains, and people who are Marvel fans, in our brains, Chadwick Boseman will always be T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman will always be Black Panther. So it don't even make a difference. So it's not about necessarily the character, it's about I think it's the loss of the man. However, I think that it's silly for people to boycott a movie because the director didn't recast the star of the last movie. I think that's silly. But again, we're having this conversation, and we're talking about a movie Till coming out in October that could potentially change the lives of another generation who has nothing or knows nothing about our struggles and civil rights movements and all that good stuff. Now we have something that can change. You know, we always talking about gaining allies and having people to help us in our struggles and all of that. But you can't have somebody to help you in your struggle if they don't know your struggle.
Preach that shit again, brother. Oh, say that again.
I don't understand that. How I don't get it. How can us as a people want to bring folk from the other side, but they have no idea what the other side looks like? That's stupid. That's crazy to me.
It's dumb. And it's just like you're saying, the other side being other races that don't know this culture of what happened. They don't know this event. This is a new generation that don't really watch or look into old events like that. Yeah. But when it comes to bringing it back to light, it's like, you know, it, it's a remix of what you want to happen. Is, you know, you don't get to do this quite often. You don't get to teach white folk, the new generation of white people and Latinos that are in the, and they're like, guaranteed there's a lot of Latinos in Mississippi now, in the Alabama and Arkansas area. I've seen it. That, you know, I've seen that generation grow in Latinos and other culture and other races, but they don't know. But when they go out and watch this movie, they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh,
yeah,
this really fucking happened. It's based on true events and a true story. So this coming out is huge for us.
Right.
This could be a huge W for us black folks.
Yeah.
But we want to sit there and stab ourselves in the, or shoot ourselves in the foot.
Right.
I don't get it.
It blows my mind too. I mean, what we're trying to do here is that we're trying to touch a generation of kids, because everybody in this room that's watching this knows that racism is taught. You don't come out of the womb knowing anything about racism. Everything, you don't come out of the womb hating your fellow man because he was skin color. You don't hate. You're learned and you're taught, right? So if you are looking for a lesson, say it's a generation that's gonna watch Till and be like, Mama, Daddy, why you didn't tell me that we did that? You're gonna have somebody's grandkids come to their grandpa. Y'all do that? The grandkids to the man that created Jim Crow. See, what people don't know about Jim Crow, we can go all day on that one.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But this generation needs to be taught. If we want to reach our next generation, we got to teach them something. And so if we decide to stop, they say, no more Till movies, no more slave movies, no more this, no more that, right? If we stop, guess what's going to happen to the next generation? They ain't going to know. And then
they're not going to care.
Exactly.
They're not going to care. And I think that's what older white people want.
Right.
They don't want us to, they want us to lose the care. They want us to lose this whole pick up and move on movement of what they tried to do before, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And I don't want it to stop. I don't ever want it to stop, because as long as racism exists, that should exist as well. We should keep reminding their asses, all right, I'm gonna put my foot on your neck and we're gonna put some pressure on, we're gonna apply pressure at the same time and see if we don't pop a dime out your asshole.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. And that's the reason why they are fighting CRT so bad. And those of you who don't know what CRT is, that's critical race theory. And they are fighting that tooth and nail, because they don't want them kids to find out how
they don't
savage
want the truth to be revealed to. And this goes back to a conversation I had with a gentleman, very wise, very intelligent, by the way. I didn't even know him, but we started up a conversation. And he's a black historian. He actually graduated from Grambling State. So if you're watching this, my guy, I forgot your name, but if you're watching this, thank you for putting this in my head, because he was the one that got this conversation started in my head of how older Caucasian people would love for us to forget and move on about slavery and racism that happened in the past. But yet again, racism still exists to this day.
Right.
We should never forget as long as this exists.
Right.
So the books and the history behind it, they don't want young black kids and young people outside of the black community to understand or know about what happened.
Right.
They don't want us to know. They don't want them to remember and go with, you know, they're scared.
Right. Well, they don't want us to remember, because in the forgetful, in the I don't want you to remember, it's a level to them, it was a level of justification for what they did. And so they don't want to take responsibility for their actions, because they know they either knew somebody or they were part of something that was crazy, right? So we have to keep pounding it. We have to keep the foot on the neck. We have to. I mean, I'm 47 years old. Emmett Till would have been 80 something. I think he had a birthday. I think that's how this came up. Is that he had a birthday this past week, and there are people that don't know that whole story, and that this woman is still walking the planet, living her best life, y'all. Like it's no, it drives me nuts. And then I'm going on vacation here next Sunday after next, and I'm gonna be home. I'm going to North Carolina, right? So if I see this lady in the street, it might be trouble. I'm just saying.
She cannot pop out. She can't pop out, and she cannot pop out when this movie comes out. She got to stay at home. She got to have Uber Eats come to her house every day. It better not be a black man. I'm just saying, she cannot show her face. And you want to know?
But what kind of life is that? You ever think about what kind of life she's living?
Let's flip it right quick, because had this been a black person, they would be on the front doorsteps right now. All right, let's put you in handcuffs.
Dude, no,
you probably wouldn't be in handcuffs. You probably been lit up with bullets,
bro. Had that been a black person that lied on a white person, bro, they'd have got him the same day. It wouldn't have been 40 some years. It wouldn't have been 80 some years. They'd have got him the same day. And that's what's funny to me. And people are okay with it, and they're just okay. My opinion is, if there's an arrest warrant, they should lock that woman up, throw away the key, be done with it. You're gonna do that's how you destroy Bill Cosby's legacy. I mean, come on now.
So why is hers more important than Bill Cosby?
Because
matter of fact,
black and she's
exactly. Black. And as a matter of fact, she literally damaged a whole generation. She got a boy killed who didn't get to live his life off of a lie. Crazy. And you ruin you ruin that family, his potential to have kids and carry on his legacy. You ruin a whole generation, and for decades got to live your life to the fullest. Yeah. Laugh, giggle, cry, all this and that, and see the world potentially for what it is. Yet this man had to he didn't even get to become a man.
Yeah. If you
and so and that's what I'm saying, man. Look, everybody that's watching this, I encourage y'all to go out and support this movie, as well as Wakanda Forever, because Wakanda Forever is, again, it's gonna be a great movie. I can almost guarantee it. Now I'm sad. Yeah, I'm a little pissed off that they didn't, bring Killmonger, back, who could have been the Black Panther. Even though they said he died, but of course they're in Wakanda and they can heal you with their technology. You got other, the sister series. I mean, there's many scenarios that could have played out, which I think is what's going to happen to go into the next phase of the Marvel series. So that being said, yes, I know it's going to be a great movie. I feel it. I see it. It's going to be a powerful movie on top of that, because it's going to be, again, casted with 98% of black folks. That being said, we need to put that same damn energy into Till. If we don't do that, we are a disappointment to ourselves, and we need to shut the fuck up and stop being crybabies and hypocrites. I'm just going to throw it out there.
As soon as Fandango opens the door, I'm not gonna buy tickets. I'm gonna be front row center at Till.
I you know what I'm gonna do, and I want my kids to understand. Yeah, this happened in my state, my home state, and I got to hear about it year after year and month after month. Even Black History Month in the South, Emmett Till's name was always popped up. Stories always came up. History always came up with his name because he's part of history, and I want my kids to know and understand. So yes, I'm gonna support it in the movies. It deserves to be supported, and I want my kids even my 9-year-old, I want his eyes to open up and look and see what this world could actually do to you. Still
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day, this racism can open up because just because they're Mexican doesn't mean, and they look white, doesn't mean they can still get popped off at any moment.
Yeah.
You know,
True
so I
that.
want them to understand and see that us being minorities, we're nowhere near safe in this day and age. We're
Not even
not.
close. Not even close, man.
And
And
they need to know history. They need to know our history.
yeah. Yeah.
And history as we know it can repeat itself.
You can, and it will, and if
And
we're
it
not
will.
careful, and
Exactly.
because now, especially with society, I mean, there are people who, they're starting to show they're crazy, and they're starting to show their racism, and they're starting to do certain things, and they're saying stuff in public, and they, you know, it's crazy. So you have to. The best way to protect yourself is to be in knowledge of self. You have to know what's going on around you. You have to know you have to, you hear somebody say all the time, know the law, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know the law. You know that what the cops can and can't do, what the cops can and can't say, or whatever. Know the law, right? Okay. So if every individual person know the law, yourself, know what's going on, know your history, know where you came from. And I mean, and you're able to, walk a little bit different. Life is as it is already difficult enough.
Mm-hmm.
But to walk through life and not have a clue what the hell's going on, that's different. That's a whole different grunt of issues right there. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to front and center to see Till. Definitely going to see Wakanda Forever. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the garb, because I didn't wear the garb for Black Panthers. I'm not gonna, and for those of you that are
You know
upset,
what I'm very interested in, man?
What's that?
I'm interested in seeing on how your kids react to Till. I'm very interested to see because I'm gonna question my kids.
I might take
Whether
I might take Zariah to see it. But see, Zariah she has gotten captivated by the society, and that's scary for me, right? So I gotta reel her in, as far as embracing the Black side of her, because of course you guys have seen her mother's Caucasian, so she knows her mother's side, right? But she doesn't understand the other side of what she has experienced, and sometimes she questions why people say stuff like that. Why, and I have to tell her this is why. This is you can't go around saying this because society
that
won't.
being said, I think this movie is gonna be, and I hope she hears. When I say this, I hope Melissa or somebody
I think she's
as
still
they're watching this.
I'm not sure. She's downstairs with Terry.
Because I think it's going to be very important that Zariah is understanding that this movie can show you how this world can chew you up and spit you out at the same exact time.
And all it takes is a lie.
And all it takes is one verbal lie, statement, comment, whatever. Just like this cancel culture that this new generation has that can ruin people's lives and damage people forever and so forth. This could happen too. And it can get worse than this. People, you say that it can't get any worse. Well, guess what? Yes, it can. Yeah. And hopefully she gets to understand, and it's good that she knows her mom's side.
Yeah.
But when you have questions about your other side of ethnicity, that curiosity is only going to spark, but it's never going to start the flame until you actually educate or learn from that, from that other side. So I think if she watches it and you get to, and she actually, if you get her to sit and listen to you explain about what's, the events that happened and so forth, and how this was such a huge deal,
right?
It's gonna open up more. It's gonna open up her vision, and open up her mind to more questions. Why this and why that, and it's gonna that's how you get that flame, that match to it. And you see that light, that flame ignited, and now you get to light something up and make it a bigger flame now. So, and that's what I love to see that in kids. In baseball, we like to call it a light switch because it ding and you hit that switch. Oh, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I love to see that as a coach.
Yeah.
And to see it as a kid, you know, to see kids get it and get educated on things that is so much more important.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful to see it.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm hoping Zariah gets it. I'm hoping my kids get it. If I need to explain it, I'll be glad to explain it because it's important. It's very important. And for us black folks to be hypocritical about not, you know, boycotting this and that, no, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So
Indeed. I tell you, you know, I was glad that E-Digga gave me the opportunity to co-host the show tonight, the guest host the show tonight. So to those of you, you'll know where you're at. You see me and you think it's Knucklehead Chronicles. It ain't. This is what's on E-Digga's mind. This is his show. I'm just guest host.
They probably think, did they take over his show? Like,
he took over the show.
We just see them a few hours ago? Like,
so
no, E-Digga is at work. And thank
thing.
you for Terry bringing me on because with E-Digga, you know, having Terry host tonight and Terry asked me to come on, man, it's wonderful. I love it. I love anything that these fellas do when it comes to Terry. I support. When it comes to E-Digga, I support. Man, and this again, I'm not even a percentage. I'm a 100% that loves to support black folks.
Yeah,
because if we support our own, like we support others, then we can make something of this. And that's what this whole keep that same energy. Yeah. You know, when it comes to supporting black films and other things, you got to support it, man.
For sure.
You got to do that. That don't mean our product is not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
We may be putting out the same product or a better product out there, you know, than other ethnicities and races are doing. But we don't like to support our own. This is what I'm saying. This is self-inflicted wounds, and we need to get over. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, shout out to everybody that's watching and supporting us as well. Love y'all. It's a beautiful thing to see, and y'all keep rocking with us, man.
For sure. Before I go, I want to welcome the indigenous community the indigenous and Latino community into Wakanda Forever. They introduced one of the main characters going to be, so we want to welcome him aboard. But before we get out of here, I do want to say this now on the strength of these two movies, you know, Till and Wakanda Forever. I want to say, continue to rest in peace, Emmett Lewis Till and Chadwick Boseman. These two kings will be they're gone, but will forever make a statement into our society, and it's awesome stuff, man. So again, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Kevin, for coming through tonight and co-hosting with me. I appreciate you. And I guess E-Digga will be back next week. If not, you'll see my face again, probably.
If my face.
If my wife let me, you know how they go.
We just had this show earlier, Melissa. You can't do this to us.
Yeah, she can and will. Yeah, she can and will. She's downstairs probably waiting, looking at the clock, going, "Okay, Terry, it's that time you get out." All right, but you guys have a great night, man. We'll see you on the flip side.